Hey there YouTube, it's ProtomanV20 of Team Akiriyami, and I'm doing a re-upload of my Arboros Dragon Nectar deck, as the first one didn't go too well, so let's just get started with the deck. First, of course, we have the Grade 0 starter, Arboros Dragon Ratoon, which is, of course, the start of the chain ride. Then for triggers, we have 4 Chestnut bullets, crit triggers. We have 4 Night Queen Musketeer Daniels, again, critical triggers. We have 4 heal triggers, the Sweet Honey. And then we have 4 draw triggers, being 4 copies of Fort Leaf Fairy. So that's my trigger lineup. Now we'll get into the grade 1s. So first we have 4 copies of the Perfect Guard, Maiden of Blossom Rain. Pretty standard in most decks. We have 2 copies of Caramel Popcorn. Now, this is just because I couldn't think of another grade 1 to put in the deck at the time, but I'm probably going to be replacing it with something else sometime in the near future. Next we have the next piece of the chain ride, Arboros Dragon Branch. When Branch rides on Ratoon, Ratoon skill lets you hunt through the top 7 cards for either the grade 2 or the grade 3 version of the chain ride. Also, if Ratoon's in Soul, it gets plus 1000 power. And finally, we have 4 copies of the generic 8K Corolla Dragon. Next we'll move on to the grade 2s, and we have 4 copies of Maiden of Rainbow Wood. This card is Counterblast 2 to draw 1 card when it hits an opposing unit on an attack. Next we have 4 copies of the 3rd stage of the chain, Arboros Dragon Timber. Now what this does is when it rides on Branch, it lets you target one of your rear guards and call another copy of it from the deck instantly to the rearguard circle. So usually I'd want to combo that with Corolla Dragon to get a second copy in my back row. And finally we have 4 copies of my generic 10K, being Iris Knight. Moving on to the grade 3s, we have 3 copies of Maiden of Trailing Rose. That's just in case I happen to miss my Arboros Dragon Chain. And of course, to finish it off, we have 4 copies of Arboros Dragon Sephirot. What he does is, when he rides on top of the grade 2 version, you once again get to clone one of your rear guard units. And in addition to that, when you're on limit break for more damage, if there's 2 or more copies of the same unit on your field, you get an extra plus 3000 power to those units. So that is my Arboros Dragon Nectar deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you have any fixes or comments that you wish to say about the deck, please post them in the comments below. Later, YouTube!